Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do printing in Python. So, printing is basically a function in Python that is built in, and what this function does is it when you write down, oh, I want to print something. What does that mean? Okay, so in Python, there's this thing called a terminal. As you can see, I have my terminal on the bottom. For you guys doing PyStart, it is most likely on the right. Wait, not most likely, it is on the right. And what printing does, it is that it sends text into the terminal to be shown. Yeah, that is what printing does. So printing is a function. To call it, you do this print. Okay. Wow, Nikki, you just said a lot of words. What is calling a function? Basically, calling is just using, but I say the word call because it sounds cool. Yeah. So I call the function print like this by writing print because the name of the function is print. Nice one. Do you see what I did there? Yeah. So then you gotta give these brackets, and then you may be asking me, oh, what are the brackets for? Basically, we're going to put what we want the print function to put in the terminal inside these brackets. Alright, so the print function accepts the following inside these brackets. Okay, inside these brackets, it only accepts a few things. In the previous lesson, I talked about types, right? It accepts one type only. Okay, what do I mean by that, right? Okay, let's say I wanna print something. I wanna print something in the terminal. Let's say I wanna say PyStart is the best. It doesn't work that way because PyStart is the best, right? This text that I just wrote here is not a type. In fact, in Python, this refers to nothing. In this program, it refers to nothing. So I need to put a type in here. So remember the three different types. In the three different types, there are strings, there are integers, there are booleans, which I still have not talked about. That's on me. Okay, I'll talk about booleans in the next few videos. Don't worry about it. All right. So yeah, we got strings, integers, and booleans. We want to do text, and then we want to put text into the terminal using print. Remember what I said in the previous video. Strings are good for text. Strings are good for names. Strings are good for like text. Yeah. Okay. So all we need to do to create a string is surround the text with quotation marks. Whoa, no errors. Now we have this. Oh, PyStart is the best. So if you're copying what I've written in your PyStart sandbox place, right? You just need to hit the run button on the top, and then that will put it in the terminal. What I'm going to do on my end is I'm going to do this, and you don't need to worry about what I'm doing here at all because it does not apply to you. But what I'm doing is I'm hitting my version of the run button in Visual Studio Code, so don't worry about it. So when I press enter or when you press run, you should see this. Oh, PyStart is the best. Hey, it wrote it out. Nice. So yeah. So that's string. We can do the same with integers. So okay, number off the top of my head, this, right? And if we print that, oh, we get the number that I'm not going to state the value of. And then boolean, same thing. Okay, again, you still have no use for that. Wait, just chill, okay? Just chill. Yeah. And then we can print out that value. We can print out the value. So it works. But remember what I said about print. I said that you can only have one type in the print function. But what do I mean by that? So am I saying that you can print multiple things in one call of the print function? Yes, you can. You can do this. Okay, so let's say I want to print PyStart is the best. Let's say I want to do this, but let's say I want to be cool. So I'm just going to remove the best part, and then I'm going to do this plus the best. It printed it out like normal. Hey, how did I do that? Okay, in print functions, you can do this thing where you can combine different things or different types or different things of the same type, keyword of the same type in in the in the thing. What? Okay, I low-key forgot what I was saying like halfway in my sentence. So you can combine many values of the same type when printing. Yes, there we go. Yeah, in that same print call. So I did this. Oh, PyStart is plus the best. So if you want to combine many values of the same type in that same call of print, all you need to do is have a plus. All you need to do is have a plus. All right. So but I have been stressing on this same type, same type thing, right? Um, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So let's say I do this, okay? Print PyStart is, which is a string, and then 67, which is an integer. If I try to run this, I get this. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Okay, you can only concatenate string, not integer to string. So what this means is basically it needs to be the same type. Okay, that's not what this error means, but the reason why this occurred is because 67 is a number or an integer. PyStart is this string here is a string. You cannot print you cannot do a print function call, right? If the thing you're printing, right, has more than one type. So that's a bit of an issue, and I'm going to show you why by bridging the content taught in the previous lesson. So in the previous lesson, we were talking about variables. Okay, so let's say I have a variable. Let's say I have a variable called name, and let's say name is equals to Bob. Now let's say I have a variable called age, and let's say Bob is 1 year old. Okay, now I want to print his name and his age. So let's say I want to print name and then is age. So what we expect is this, okay? So Bob, right? Then we expect this part is and then age. 1. We expect that. But if you have a keen eye, you would notice that name is a string, this part is a string, but age is an integer. So again, if we run this, we'll get an error. So now we have an issue already. Okay, what I just showed you is how we can use variables. This is one use of variables, but I have also shown you the issue. This is something that you would be coding a lot for Python projects and even in real life. So if we can't print that same thing, if we can't print the name alongside the age, isn't that like very bad? Yes, it is very bad. So what can you do? We can convert the type in the function itself. So we can use a function to change the type of a variable or of a value. And I'm talking about this function. Okay, so Python sees string as str, sees integer as int, and for Boolean I don't remember. It's okay, no one cares about Booleans. So strint, right? In Python, Python has this function for str called str and int. What do these functions do? These functions take in a value like a string, a value like a boolean, a value like a number. They take in those values, or it takes in the value of a variable. And we can do that by just putting in the name of the variable. For example, name. So this is me putting the value of the variable name into the str function. So it takes that and it converts that value into the type string. It converts that value and turns it into the type integer. So okay, let's try this then. We have a string here, and an integer here. I want to turn the type of this value here, which is an integer, into a string. So let's try. Let's do, okay, str age. Now let's see what we get. Bob is 1. And we've done it. And now it works because name is age, yeah. And the age is no longer an integer value here. It is now a string. So then you may be asking, oh, but Nikki, what if I don't want to change the value into a string? I want to keep it as an integer. Because what if it affects my future code? Do not worry, because this function does not change the value of the variable itself. All it does is takes that value and spits out a different version of that value which has a different type. It does not actually affect the value of the variable itself. It creates a new value which is the same as the previous value, but it now has a new type. That's all. It does not affect the previous value. So do not worry, you are fine. Nikki, I don't believe you lah. How can I test this? I'm going to teach you guys a new thing now. You can check the type of any value by doing the following. In Python, there is this other function, type. Can you guess what it does? Type basically spits out the type of the value you put in. So let's say, okay, print type age int. Don't worry about this class stuff. Just know that the type of age is an integer. And then the point of print is, because if we just do this, we're not going to be able to see the type. Because it does spit out what type it is, but it spits it out in here. It doesn't spit it out in the terminal. And that's why print is so useful, because now we can take whatever it spat out and put it, and using print, spit it into the terminal. I forgot to save. Don't worry about that. It's just a VS Code thing. Yeah, there. So that is printing. I have a task for you. Okay. Let's do something that combines your variables and your printing. So, okay, how about this? Your task is going to be to create some variables, and then print out the value of those variables, but do it in a creative way. For example, what I did up there is the name of someone is Bob, the age of someone is 1. And then I put it all together with the print statement. So for your task, do the same thing, and then you can try out the different types. You can try out the strings, the integers, the booleans, combine all that stuff, all those values into one print statement or a few or whatever, and then you can try out the functions, these functions, these functions to oh yeah, sorry. Boolean is known as bool in Python, in the Python program. Okay, so you can use those functions to change values temporarily, or sorry, to spit out versions of those values that you put in those types. Do it in a creative way, and that is your task. That is your task. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.